So people can see I am for reals. It is 11 something. $11:09. According to my nifty iPad over here. Hush, Siri. So it's 11 o'clock, and I am up, hanging out, talking to a few friends who just needed somebody to talk to. So, chatting with people on Facebook, Twitter, whatever they need to talk through. So I'm going Facebooking and Twittering and YouTubing right now. So my Sgt Sassy is who these are. Kind of the way I'll run these videos through is Ice is my main call sign, I guess, if that's how you want to run it. But these ones are more personal. They're more blunt. They're gonna be open, and I ain't gonna pull no punches. I'm gonna tell it like it is, and pretty much just lay it all out there. I'm not gonna hide anything. I'm not gonna, well, obviously I will hide y'all's side, but I will tell my side. So I won't hide my emotions, is what I mean. So for me, I actually started having problems. For me, I joined the military, and 3 days after I graduated from high school, I went to basic training. Literally 3 days after I graduated, I went to basic training. So I didn't take any time from school to the military. I wanted out of my hometown so bad. So I think in hindsight, I kind of regretted that decision, but at the same time, I didn't want to stick around. So I decided I was just gonna go. And I was the youngest of 4 kids. Only 2 of us grew up together, and the other 2 were half siblings that were the come and go ones that we got to visit with. And then my older sibling was already gone. He was in the Air Force. And so it was just me. And so I just wanted to leave. Because all my friends were leaving, going off to college, doing their own thing. And so I knew that if I stayed for the summer, that I would regret it, because I'd either get out of shape, or I would try to talk myself out of it, or I'd be bored the whole summer. And so I decided I'm just gonna do it. In tech school, I actually went to basic with a boyfriend. I actually was in a relationship when I left for basic training. Yeah, that didn't turn out so well. I got a Dear John letter kind of thing, even though, yes, I know I'm not Dear John. So I got Dear Jane letter, I guess. So, yeah. So I know how much those suck, no matter which end you're on. So that was horrible. So that I actually got when I got to tech school. Because while I was in basic, I got a letter saying, will you marry me? And a ring, and I don't know if that was a practical joke or if he was serious. And then I got to tech school, and I called him, and I couldn't get a hold of him. And so then I called his cousin, and I was talking to his cousin, and his cousin told me that he was dating all kinds of people. So when I called him, when his cousin gave me his number, and I called him, and he told me that he loved me, and he couldn't wait to see me. And so that was my first experience with just the hurt and just all of it, with the hurt and the depression and anxiety. Like, I went downhill really quick from that experience, because I confronted him on the phone, because he was like, I love you, and I can't wait till you come home, and, you know, we can get married, and and I was like, so who's your new girlfriend? Yeah, again, I was not one of those people that would, like, beat around the bush or anything. And he was like, what are you talking about? Yeah. So he tried to pull around that, and then he was like, well, she's just a friend. And then I didn't have to say anything. Like, he just kept going and kept digging that hole. And then he was like, well, you were gone for 4 weeks or 6 weeks or however long it was. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I went to basic training. Like, you knew I wasn't going to be able to talk. I wasn't going to be able to call you. I wasn't going to be able to see you. I wasn't going to be able to do any of that. Like, you knew that. You knew that. Going into this, you knew that. You said you were good with that, and that was why you were good with doing this, that you were good with staying with me when I went to basic. Otherwise, the whole, all of it was just a lie. And so I just, at that point, I felt like it was the end of the world. I felt like the whole world was just gonna come crashing down on me. Hang on. And then I just was like, you know, I can't even deal with you. We're done. Whatever. And I hung up and I left. And because, you know, you can only use the little pay phones at the time. You know, I didn't have my own cell phone or anything yet. And I was just so crushed. Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, I was so heartbroken, and I just felt like the world was gonna end. And I didn't know what to do. Like, I felt completely down in the dumps, and I just felt like there was no sun, there was no reason to do anything. I didn't want to go to the movies with my friends. I didn't want to go to school because we were in tech school. I didn't want to go do anything. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to be left alone. Luckily, I had my friends. They came with me from basic. Yes, I actually had friends from basic that went with me to tech school. And they forced me to go out. And they kept dragging me out and dragging me out and dragging me out. And then I started smoking. Bad decision, but I just was in that destructive streak. So I wasn't old enough to drink, but I was old enough to smoke. So I figured, I'll smoke. I'll smoke a whole bunch of Marlboro Reds if that's what it takes. I'll do whatever it takes at this point. And to avoid my friends, I would go hide at what I thought was like this empty smoke pit. Come to find out, it was actually the Marine Corps barracks smoke pit. And I actually ended up meeting like all these cool Marine Corps guys, and they were all fire dogs or firefighters. And they were all there for firefighter training. And so, yeah, I ended up dating one Marine Corps fire dog. And yeah, that didn't work out either way, but it didn't matter. I had fun. I met somebody, and I got over the other somebody, and even though I was in that soul-crushing, like, oh my gosh, the world is gonna end depression, I had friends that forced me to work through it, even though I didn't know, like, that I was in depression, because I'd never experienced before. I didn't know that that's what that was. I didn't know that, I didn't know what to do. But I didn't have, a choice. So people made me push through it. And then everybody else started moving on because our tech school wasn't that long. And then everybody else started moving on, but I was having medical problems right off the bat. And then my orders got all messed up. And I was supposed to go to Germany, and then I was supposed to go to San Antonio, and then I was supposed to go to Germany, and I was supposed to go to San Antonio. And nobody knew where I was supposed to go. So I got stuck for 3 months at tech school after I graduated. And then I was just stuck there. And they didn't know what to do with me. But I was having these weird blackout spells. And so then I was, again, in that place of panic and anxiety and freaking out again. Like, now I'm stuck here and I can't leave. I can't move on to my next base. I can't. Now what do I do? I have nowhere to go. And so, it was one thing after another at first. And then finally I got my assignment to Germany. I finally left that base. And I was so excited. I got to go home for Christmas. I got to see my family finally. And I got to breathe that sigh of relief. And I got to breathe fresh air. I was no longer a trainee. I was free at last. And going to my first duty station on the other side of the world, which caused even more anxiety. But at the same time, it was like that exciting anxiety. But it was knowing that I got to move on. I'm gonna go see things that I have never seen. So stay tuned for more. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. For now, I'm going to bed.